My father was a civil technology teacher. He was very strict, so he wanted me to stay inside the house, actually look at my books and not get involved. But I wanted to go out and explore things. I grew up around a lot of pressure. In the location that I'm living in, there's a lot of violence, gangsterism and stuff, drugs. So I found a group of friends that were using drugs. They said I should try out something. That is when I started getting out of hand. I used to play online games most of the time. I would not study. I was interested in hacking. And then my father, he got sick. I was actually heartbroken. I became a loner and my marks were not actually good at that time. I even failed my second term in grade 9. In grade 10, that is when I started with the website building and stuff. That is when I became much more inspired.
We believe as Telkom, it is our role in society to open up opportunities to leverage Telkom's capability and that of technology to improve the quality of education. Communities are battling with a myriad of psychosocial challenges, high unemployment rate, drug abuse, teenage pregnancy, and all the other social problems we know about. But also, if you look at our schools in the townships or our schools in the rural areas, you'll find that the resources that are available in those schools are very, very limited. If you think about what's happening in South Africa now, youth unemployment is almost at that level of a crisis. So we understand that if our children don't get the right quality of education, the likelihood is that they'll continue being outside the mainstream economy. So when we came as Telkom, we've been leveraging the art of technology to give our children the experience to widen their horizon.
What happens when you enroll these digital skills programs in a community, then you are able to see, there are children in China who are able to build a robot. There are children my age in New York who are getting their first funding. Then you are able to then aspire to be that. It's not that they lack creativity, they don't lack problem-solving skills per se, but then they just lack these digital skills so that they can be able to bridge that. So what do we do, instead of the kids just coming to the metropolitan cities to come and study about these cutting-edge technologies, we go to them and then we impart them those same skills on a much higher level.
But if you want to leave a long-lasting impact in that particular school, you have to do something that's going to benefit even the children that are yet to come. And we have trained a number of their teachers, and those teachers are really now integrating technology to improve the teaching practice.
Is that correct? Telkom came to the school back in 2017. Since then, we have been moving with our Telkom. Our teachers have been trained. Teachers did receive the laptops, also the data. So there is no excuse for any one of us to say, no, I don't have this, I can't do this. And then we've got a lab that is fully finished with connectivity.
I became so eager to learn, then I went into coding. It actually boosted me up.
So the art of coding, it's not part of the curriculum at the moment, but that's something that we deliberately wanted them to get into because it is our belief that coding should actually be a 12th language.
I got to learn HTML, CSS, and Python. We started building a school's website with 3 of my friends.
Now, I want to improve it.
As much as he seems quiet, I just saw this inquisitive boy. Always wants to know more. How are we doing this? Why is this? Is that kind of a kid who's got the whys?
We wanted people to actually register online, to tell them how many spaces we have. What is the minimum requirement of my child to go there?
The whole idea of critical thinking, problem solving, and those sort of skills that we're teaching them, actually we saw them coming through quite nicely.
I currently stay with my granny, and she's a strict woman, especially for school, because she was a teacher. And she was like surprised and blown away about what my team and I created in December. So basically, it's a bus card app. So let's say you lost your card. They can easily scan the QR code in that app and you can transfer your money to your card. So she was shocked, but she couldn't work it to save her life.
A lot of our work is really focused on making sure that we walk the journey with our young people. We started with these children, they were in grade 8 at that time. We offered them a supplementary program, so a lot of them came and attended classes with us on weekends, during vacation, and those classes really were meant to reinforce what they were learning. So if a child, for example, was struggling to comprehend or understand a particular concept, we then would go through that concept with them on a Saturday.
The person who asks questions in the class is the hero.
Let's say you didn't understand what you learned during the week, you can easily ask your Saturday school teacher, and that helps us to understand things more.
C is 2, D is 2, A is 3.
It has been a wonderful experience, and for many of them it has actually helped. Some now they are doing math and science and they are really on top of their class.
If Telkom had not decided to come in, a lot of the children that have been a part of our program would not have had any exposure to working on a computer. And as a result of that exposure and their involvement, they've made significant career choices. We've got learners that are now doing computer science at various universities. Some of them are doing engineering, and these are learners that would not have had that opportunity.
As you can see, when we're coming here, a lot of people are poor. I mean, most people don't get exposed to computers, so Telkom impacted a lot of people.
Okay, this is Jomi Sabo, one of our former learners who was attending in Block 2021 and is doing BSc Computer Science.
When I was doing grade 8, Telkom Foundation came in and they renovated our school, and that's where I started developing my love for computers.
Candidates like us, what advice would you give us?
I told myself that I'm going to focus on my studies from January until December. Now imagine if I took Telkom for granted when it came and helped our school. I'm not even sure I would have passed matric with distinctions.
It's not just about helping them obtain the best of marks, but also to enable them to access post-schooling opportunities. And that's why our bursary program becomes so important.
It really takes off the financial burden of my parents, because Telkom is going to cover everything. It's going to pay for my living allowances, my tuition fees, and it's all because of my hard work during matric.
We got them to see themselves as people who are responsible for taking charge of where they want to be, people who are capable and people who can make the change. And I think we're beginning to see a lot of that, because a number of those that we're sponsoring are the first ones in their families to actually access tertiary education.
I was in high school at SAINC Secondary School. The school was supported by Telkom Foundation. Right now I am enrolled at the University of Witwatersrand. I have 3 siblings. I'm the first one to come to university. I come from a low-income household, but I worked hard. I made sure that I get a bursary because Telkom said they will provide bursary for us after matric. But it's huge. I get lost every day, but it's exciting because I'm learning to be independent. After I get my degree and to do a master's.
We don't just focus on the academic, we focus on developing these learners holistically. But importantly, we also introduce a value-based program to make the children realize that whilst they may find themselves in very complex, very difficult circumstances, actually their destiny is in their hands.
The Saturday classes are not just there for tutoring us in math and science and English. I was actually involved in many other leadership courses. I improved a lot. I became comfortable with speaking with people.
What I love about him, whatever lesson that I'm doing, he will always assist the next learner who's next to him. So he's that kind of a boy who goes an extra mile. So that is what technology brought it to these kids, you know, because now they are seeing their inner ability. Like, I am able to do this. I can see this happening there. I can also do it.
My father was actually starting to get proud. So it was middle of 2020 when my dad passed away. It was a hard hit on me.
A number of them were battling with other issues, so we deployed social workers in those schools to assist children and their families. And for us, that is what we speak about when we say holistic development of learners. So when they walk out of the program, they walk out not just with great results, but they walk out as very solid, resilient young people that are ready to tackle the world.
Their coating do come with a certificate. that is being recognized worldwide. They will not cry. They will be employed anywhere in the world.
When I sing, I feel free. It's also the same way that I feel when I'm actually coding, because that is also my happy space.
I come from a township in Tembisa. I too did not have as many opportunities, and had it not been for those people at the time who took the risk, I would not be where I am today. And my view is that when you touch that one person, you actually are breaking generational poverty in those families. You will therefore impact communities, and we hope it will extend itself to the broader society.